He wasn't referencing anything.
Okay, because he was doing a voice, and I thought he was doing.
No, he was mostly. I think he was
scene
just
from a
mostly
movie.
making fun of Dewey, and that was when the "live her alone" thing, which still makes me laugh. His delivery of that.
He doesn't live her alone.
It's the old school thing that never happened in real life ever, where it's like, get it? No, seriously, did you not get it? I'm gonna say it louder if you didn't understand me.
So, cut to Sydney watching the news with Gail Weathers, and she gets all like, ugh.
That bitch.
Then she gets attacked.
Mm-hmm.
Broad daylight.
Yeah, Ghostface goes in broad daylight.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's a phone call, and she talks to Ghostface.
Well, no, it's not broad daylight. Sorry, it was dusk.
Was it?
It was
no.
dusk.
Sorry, she went to
fell
sleep,
asleep.
and then she woke up, and it was dusk.
And first she talks to
Tatum,
and like she's like, "Where the hell are you?" And she's like it's well after 7. She's like, "Sorry, I got held up. I'll be there in a minute." She's like, "All right," and then the phone calls again. She goes, "Tatum, just get in the damn car." It's like, it's no, hello, like, and Ghostface starts going, and then just has a conversation, like
thinks it's Randy the whole time.
Thinks it's Randy for most of it.
Yeah.
I do enjoy the fact that he says, "I'm not Randy," and she immediately believes him. Where she just like sort of like her face like goes, "Oh my god!" Like, what makes you believe him?
Like this entire
I can say I am Randy, and you're not supposed to believe me.
Is her ripping fucking horror movie cliches?
Yeah.
It's like this is what this movie's known for. Basically, taking conventions and flipping them on their ear, or just outright. Going, that thing that you see in all these other movies, that's dumb.
The best part about
it is, and then the character does
she
it.
She literally says like, "This is stupid," and like, there's a great-breasted woman who who runs upstairs constantly, who should be running out the front door, and then like 10 minutes later, she's going to be running up the stairs, just because that's what ends up happening.
Because she can't work a lock.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. Like
when she's being chased, so he pops up. I'm Ghostface, motherfucker. She goes for the door. Mm-hmm. It's locked. It's got the little chain thing on it.
Yeah, she can't operate
jiggles
the
it
chain.
Once, twice, can't get it going. So she goes, "Oh fuck it!"
Well,
up
no,
the stairs.
doesn't she try to pull it open and then fucking Ghostface slams it shut again?
No, she doesn't even get it open.
No, not the chain. Like the door itself with the chain on. I thought she did. Because I'm like, I thought she tried twice, and then it didn't work, so she just pulled the door for no reason, because that's not going to work, because the chain don't fucking work, and then it gets slammed shut. I'm pretty sure that does happen.
Anyway,
that's still stupid.
She runs up the stairs.
Yeah.
He kind of gives up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's sort of just like, fuck it, I guess this isn't happening tonight. Yeah. And then because she tries to call, which I don't remember this ever being a service, where she tries to call 911 through the internet. Because her phone doesn't work. Her phone doesn't work, so she tries to call through the internet, which I don't think is a thing that ever happened in the history of the world.
Especially 1996.
Well, no, in 1996, that's exactly where it would have happened, but I don't see it. First of all, I don't see it ever happening that quickly. And how was her phone? I mean, I guess she would have had 2 phone lines, one separate for the modem, but why you would leave that on, I don't know. It's just, it doesn't make sense for 1996.
So Ghostface goes.
Yeah.
Billy shows up.
Well, first, yeah. First, is it?
Yeah. He shows up at the window like,
because I thought it was Dewey.
No,
that was later. Okay. So Billy pops up. He pops up and was like, "I heard screaming," and I came running. And then she's like, "Oh my god, he's here! He's here!" And then an old ass cell phone drops out. I think I had one of those too, by the way.
Because I think then she goes for the door.
Yeah,
and the mask is there, and she freaks out, and then Dewey's holding it. And he's like, "Ah!"
Exactly.
And they arrest Billy.
Mm-hmm. So, as far as who it is, Billy most likely called Sydney while Stu attacked her. Billy is seen with a phone and appears at the bedroom window too soon after Sydney locks herself in her bedroom for Billy to be Ghostface, where here he would have had the writing in this is specious, so it's hard to follow. Ghostface here he would have they really wrote this wrong. They wrote here to have here. That's not right. Have to have run down the stairs. Jesus Christ, man. Spell check. Go outside to run around the perimeter of the house, ditched the Ghostface costume, and climbed into Sydney's second-story window in a matter of seconds. This is further proven if one listens carefully as Ghostface chases, receives blows, and is tripped by Sydney as he continuously grunts with his voice attributing to that of Stu. So, supposedly Stu attacked and Billy called. Why are you making this so complicated?
I don't know.
And learn how to write it. Because I just copied and pasted this off of IMDb.
Like, you take some dude's work and then just completely criticize.
Cute calling that work.
Oh, fair enough. So he's arrested. Gail's there. He's being questioned.
Yes.
Like, the press is following this.
Yeah.
Like a bloodhound.
Well, I mean, if you're going to follow anyone, it's the victim's family of the most recent crime that happened 1 year ago.
So Billy's questioned. He's basically like, tell him, Sid, I'm not...
Sydney, you know me. And it's like, I don't think she does.
Oh, hey, RC Cola fucking Depp.
Yeah.
Relax, bud. I had a phone. What do you want me to...
What do you want, fucking Fago Depp?
So she's leaving out the back because there's a circus out front.
Yeah.
But Gail, the clever reporter that she is, going, hey, doesn't this place have an alley, backdoor entrance?
No, the cameraman who she makes fun of the whole time says that. It's like, I think they have a backdoor entrance. We should go.
So they go back there, and they're like, aha, there she is. Get the camera ready. Sydney, what's it feel like? And then she's just like, you want to know how... Oh, no, it's... Because Tatum's just like, hey, listen, bitch, she's not taking...
Bitch, back off, yeah.
And she's like, no, I got this. And then they talk about her mother's case.
Yeah.
We find out that her mother was killed and raped by this guy, Cotton
Weary, and Gail wrote a book basically saying that he is being framed and Sydney is responsible. And then she says, well, when's the book come out? And she says, oh, it comes out here. Oh, I'll be sure to look for it. I'll send you a copy. Smack.
Oh, she doesn't smack.
She
hauls off and KO.
Yeah.
Just punches her square in the face.
Bitch.
Yeah. Follows up with a bitch and then takes off. This is where we get, like, Cotton on... To say Liev Schreiber's in this movie...
He cameos.
I mean, at least Drew Barrymore had a speaking part.
He cameos.
Liev Schreiber is literally seen on a television.
Hey, he was given credit, even though he never spoke a fucking word.
Yeah.
That legally doesn't have to happen. So
they're just nice enough.
Yeah.
Well, plus they knew he was going to be in sequels.
If they were making sequels.
Well, he wrote a draft, right?
Yeah, that doesn't mean they're going to make it.
No, what I'm saying is Cotton Weary was probably in those drafts.
Not necessarily.
Well,
not necessarily.
Only Kevin Williamson knows. This is where Linda Blair shows up. Like, they're being reported. Like,
I think she showed up more than once, because I do remember her
reports.
showing up during the day as well, and this would have been at night.
No, this was the next day.
No, because then we're missing a huge part of the thing where she gets a call at night when she's staying at the Riley house. She gets a call from the killer.
Yeah.
She gets a call from Ghostface.
Yeah. And then we get David Arquette in. Oh, what? He's like got a gun? He has a gun and it's in his box.
Basically, Sydney gets a call. Tatum's mom comes in and is just like, you got a call. Is it my dad? No, I don't think so. And then she picks it up. It's fucking Ghostface. And she freaks out. And then the mom goes to get Dewey. And she has the conversation, whatever, and it's over. And fucking Dewey comes running in his underwear with a gun.
And the hat, I think.
And the hat, yeah, he does have the hat. Which happens in other Wes Craven movies, I believe. Oh, no, sorry, it happened in The Crow. Remember? He's in his underwear with the hat on, because that's what you do. And then I love Dewey fucking picks up the phone after clearly they've hung up and just goes, hello.
Yeah, because he's like, he first, and then he gets smoldering and goes like, hello.
So,
I mean, that's where the comedy comes in. Plus the whole, while they're in the police station, Dewey, well, Mom said when I'm in this uniform, I'm a man of the law.
Like an officer of the law. So, the call at the Riley house, Stu called to prove Billy was innocent since he was locked up at the time, but it could have been Billy using his one phone call from jail to call Sydney in the Ghostface voice. So, wow. Good job, buddy. You didn't even fucking answer the question on this one.
You really should have looked this over for you.
Really should have.
I think we should just put those away.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You want to be done with it?
Let's just put those away.
All right, well, Stu and Billy are the killers. Surprise!
Right. No, this is where actually...
This is written terribly.
Well, now I remember where the Linda Blair comes in. It's because she's going to school the next day. And the reporters are still there.
There we go.
And this is where she's about to talk to Gail again after punching her in the face.
Right.
And she walks past Linda Blair, who's like, she's trying to ask a question. Like, hey, look, get it from, we referenced The Exorcist, and here's Linda Blair.
I'm in The Exorcist. I'm the girl. Woo! I'm much older now, and you don't recognize me anyway.
That's the thing.
It's kind of pointless.
How many people probably went, hey, fucking Regan?
I'm holding my hand up, but I totally did, yeah.
But you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Like, how many...
I mean, probably the idea is the fan of this movie would recognize her, because the idea is they're supposed to be the quote-unquote smart horror fan.
Yeah. So she goes up to Gail, and she's like, Gail kind of gets her, like her guard up, because this is a person who just like,
back the fuck up, lady.
I'm not here to punch you in the face again. And then they have a more civil conversation of like,
well, basically
the case
this is a
sure
weird
Con
thing
did
where
it? And
basically she's just like, "Are you sure?" And she's like, "Oh, I saw him leaving
was
with
a
my mom's
coat.
coat." Yeah. And she's like, "Has his story changed?" She said, "No, his story has not changed. You know, he admits to having sex with your mother, but he said he left that night." And it's like, but his coat was full of blood. And it's like, he left his coat at your place. He was drunk and blah, blah, blah. Like, the story's falling apart that Sydney had based, and somehow he still went to jail, which I'm like, yeah, that all of that evidence is circumstantial, so he would not have actually gotten the conviction of death, but that's cool.
So Sid runs into Billy in the halls, and this is where Billy becomes just a giant doucher.
Yeah, this is the one where you're just like, dude, really?
Because now we know why Sydney's kind of been reserved.
Yeah.
This last year, it's because her mom was raped and murdered.
Mm-hmm. So
and he's basically...
And he's just like, I know your mom's dead, but why ain't you fucking me?
Basically.
That's literally what this comes down to.
And also, I'm not a bad guy, remember? He called you, and I was in the police. And then he shows his fingers, which I still have the ink, and I'm like, dude, you haven't
Wash your hands.
Wash your hands. Wash your hands in the police station after you...
Well, I don't think they allow you to do that.
Okay, well...
But my guess is, judging by... I mean, I assume he also probably just does have, like, a surplus of white t-shirts, but my guess is he got out of jail that morning and then just went straight to school.
I guess.
Which I'm like, wouldn't you smell like prison?
Yeah, I'm just like, ugh.
I don't know.
So she's mad. She storms off. Mm-hmm. Understandably.
Yeah, because, you know, he literally just said, hey, I know your mom's dead, but fuck me.
We get the Fonz, Principal Fonz. I guess Himbry here, but it's Principal Fonz is better. Reprimanding two students who ran past Sydney earlier in the scene in the Ghostface getup, and basically we find out that every store in town is selling these things. So
and that was that fucking that was that moment that I thought
every
was very...
five and dime, and I'm like, what is this? The 50s? The five and dime?
Well. Small town, maybe.
I guess.
But this was actually the scene where they ran past was one of those moments where I'm like, Tatum is really mean to Stu. He's just like, he's laughing about it. He's like, wow, this is like Christmas, whatever. And he's just like, and he says something that was a little bit insensitive. And he literally apologizes. But she turns to him and just goes, Stu, stupidity leak. And then she fucking takes her lollipop out of her mouth and smacks him like 5 times in the head with it. I'm like, you bitch. I'd have fucking, I hate that. I do not like Tatum. I'm glad she gets killed.
So we get Sydney in the bathroom. Mm-hmm. And the mean girls walk in. Fucking two girls going, I think she faked it. I think she's full of shit.
Yep.
I think that suicide's out.
Suicide's out this year. Mass murder is such a more nice way of dealing with your depression. And, you know, the other chick's like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I'm just like, couldn't we see this girl get fucking killed?
Yeah, can't this one die? I mean, she puts on her lipstick fucking suggestively. I'm assuming she's had sex, so she can die, right? This is how these work.
We get the first meeting of Gale and Dewey. Mm-hmm. Love, literally at first sight, I guess.
Sydney gets attacked in the bathroom.
Oh, yeah. Again, broad daylight in a school filled with people.
Well, my guess is, and now I don't have my notes anymore, but my guess is this one's Billy.
Yeah.
Because, like, he's in the bathroom with her, and honestly, and I forgot about this, when I was watching it this time, it is the first time in the hundreds of times I've seen this movie that I ever heard Ghostface say Sydney in the bathroom scene.
Yeah.
I never heard it.
Because you go, Sydney.
And then she fucking, like, stops. I always just thought it was silent, and she just sort of heard something. Never heard that until this.
And then you see the boots, and then you see the cloak.
And I was I was actually kind of annoyed when I heard the Sydney thing. I'm like, that's just so lame. It was better when she just suspected something, but whatever. And then
she fights him off and leaves, and I'm like, you don't run to somebody?
She doesn't really fight him off. She just sort of sneaks under him, and he's so fucking bumbling and stupid, which actually makes me think it's Stu.
Yeah.
And he falls into shit, and she just runs out. And then, just runs away. Just runs out of the school.
Like, the only thing that kind of makes sense is that this is after school, but it's not, because they're still, I don't know.
See, my whole thing would have been, I hold the door shut, and I start screaming.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
Like, hold the door, like,
hey! I mean, well, I wouldn't put my body against the door, because, knives are a thing, but,
either way, we get Gale and Dewey, and Gail's just like, well, this cop looks like an idiot. I'll just fucking say, hey, Mr. Officer Man, why don't you just tell me all the info, and I'll just blink my eyelashes at you. And
I mean, you want to make fun of her, but it works.
Yeah, well, Dewey's not exactly...
You know?
His name is Dewey, for Christ's sake.
Well, technically his name is Dwight.
No.
But he really only goes by Dewey.
And I guess this is where the whole